Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you or wherever you are joining me at this hour. Again, welcome to 133 edition of Investdata Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, today is the last trading day of the week, and I will tell you that the week has been a mixed market, and that's likely also to continue in the coming week. But today, consider the market across the globe has opened on a higher note. Good one, green. But I always say that investment in stock, any instrument you are trading, there is this element involved. On that, always use the word your stop loss and also trade your plan. You know your entry and your exit strategy is very, very key because even all your analysis and you take the wrong decision or you enter the wrong stock or you also you buy and there's a stop loss, there's a stop loss, you need to protect your portfolio. At the end of the day, become a story which we don't want you to have story in your portfolio. Rather, for it to want to boost your bottom line of your portfolio. Yes, as we speak at this hour, I will tell you that the global market had opened Friday trading higher, which is despite pulling back on the news of ECB as Euro Central Bank rate hike during the Thursday trading session. We saw a kind of a pullback immediately the news hit the market, but despite that, we are seeing that the market has opened higher this morning as investors digest the outcome of yesterday policy meeting of ECB ahead of a major key meeting, when the Eurozone meeting is ongoing on the energy. We call it Euro Energy Summit to discuss plan, to address the Eurozone energy crisis. This has a way of affecting that region, adversely. It is now time they are coming together to put strategy together. Don't forget that last week, I discussed here that saw the Germany bringing out some package to manage this crisis. Therefore, they also saw that UK has also rolled out some scheme also, but coming together as a team now or as a zone now, I think that will also help them to stay and manage this crisis. It's a good thing. But as we speak, US market also has also rebounded, or which is good as a result of the front and back decision of speech of the Fed chairman and others involved in that committee. Their speech has been moving the market up and down. But yesterday, market also closed green. This morning, U.S. market is looking up. In all this, we're also seeing that the oil prices that have that pulled back to touch almost 8 to 7 months low have rebounded also to come above $90 marginally at this hour. As we speak now, oil is trading around in international market 90.8 $90 at per barrel at this moment, which is good. And I remember that I said yesterday that despite the observation and the capping of Russia oil, we expect that oil price was delayed between this where it is now and above $100. But once it cross $100 again, that will also be a good news for oil related market. But for those the economy, once it cross the leg, it become a problem for the economy because high cost of energy and also oil will always put a pressure on any economy because of what the importance of oil in heating up factories and all those stuff. That is why coming down to below Ukraine and the Russia conflict was a good thing because that will also further put pressure down on inflation and also Russia too has also threatened that as they go into capping and Russia that also they will shut up supply. They will know all these are what is going to play out in this period. But I believe that all the committees and all the head of states account groups should put together and address the issue of Russia and Ukraine so that the economy of the world will also find direction. Because the way it's going, if the central banks of the world continue to hike rate, automatically they are also creating more difficulty for the economy, and that will lead to another thing. Recession is just the starting point. We don't know how far to go if we continue to hike. That's why I said yesterday, if you remember, that this is the time to think outside the box. Not only hiking rate to make to fight this high cost of living or rising inflation, but I believe that there's other leg to it, like the physical and all those stuff. No, they can negotiate for peace to reign. Let's see that things start coming back from. I think these are what to expect. But we saw what happened yesterday when the EU, the European Central Bank hike rate, 75 basic point. That was which, and that all the market across the globe, it tells you that the power of news when you are trading equity. As we speak now, I'll tell you that the US market, Dow Jones, S&P, and the Nasdaq, they are all in green. Eurozone, that's why they raised hike yesterday. All the market there are also in green, which is good. That also extends toward Asia market. All eyes are on this outcome of the Eurozone summit that's ongoing. And at the same time, Africa can see that Africa market also missed. But as we speak now, MGS down here in Nigeria can see that it's already in green this morning. The open in green and has sustained the green to this hour of our discussion, which is also good for the market. Don't forget that yesterday we saw a marginal close of about 0.11 yesterday from the market. This morning we are seeing also that you can see that the interest in financial stocks has also supported the market. We believe that as we go into the month of September, we knowing that we're expecting to see those important economic data that will determine the outcome of or decision of MPC meeting coming up towards the end of the month around 2027. We have already seen the purchasing manager index for the month of August. We saw a kind of a slowdown. Also, we have seen the GDP for half year for second quarter. That was already up. Eyes on consumer price index, which is the inflation figure that will come for the month of August next week. On the 15th of September. We are looking to see these figures as a hit the market. That's going to also give us an insight. Yes, don't forget that on Wednesday we saw the Treasury bill rate up, we're going up, and people were expecting that also push fund away from the market. But what happened yesterday? So that yes, people are seeing opportunity in some equities, especially those equities being stock, and what we expected at the end of the year, knowing that inflation figure for the month of August are not likely to slow down, but we might see above 20, and if anything, investment you are taking and you are seeing less than 20%, you're already in negative position. Like I always said, that there's no other place to hedge against the inflation than in equity space, because in all the instruments we are seeing in the physical market are below inflation. Yes, I said that market is deep for you to put any trillion, billion in it. Fine to swallow it, either in form of commercial paper, form of treasury bill, form of bond, either sukuk, only a savings bond, every board. I will tell you at the end of the day what is in for you, what is the value of your money when you collect your interest rate or when your money is paid back to you. These are what the retail investor and some high net worth will be taking at. Why for those PFAs that who believe that also they will see opportunity in the market to come back to the market, that is what will guide us as we speak now. I believe that as events unfold in this month of September, oscillation will expected to continue in the market, but that should not discourage any one of us. As I said, don't sell in panic, but know what you are buying and buy right and also sell right at the right time. Yes, before we go into the live market, I want to quickly about how to trade with news. How to trade with news in the market. You remember I said that the contemporary technical analysis these days combine a lot of things. For one, is the price action, price structure, and I talk of money flow and also news. And this news has a way of what of driving volatility. And when it comes, if you are trading news alone, I'm telling you, you are preparing to what to lose your phone. You are trading news alone. You are not using technical analysis. Look at the market structure. You also can get your finger on. That's why news is good for the market, but news alone is not enough for you to trade the market. If you trade news alone, I will tell you that yes, you are preparing what to lose your money, because news are part of the noise in the market. And if you are trading only news, I'm telling you, you are set to lose your money. What matters is that you need to trade information at the same time with other tools like volume and also using your money flow. But if you are trading only news alone, I will tell you, you are bound to lose your money. That means you need to trade information with price action and volume, then also add the money flow to it. But before we go further, I want to tell you what you need to know on how you should trade how you should trade news. When you are trading news in the market, you need to watch when this news will come to the market, the release date. I was saying about looking at what is happening in the market. Know exactly when information will come, and when information will come matters a lot. If this key of trading news is that one, you must know what is the attitude ahead of the news you're expecting. What is the expectation of the market? Is there any kind of pessimism, or is there any optimism that things will turn positive? If there is positive optimism, that is point one. If there is positive that this number will come out better. And the key thing there is that you buy into what? Into rumor of this expected news. When you see that the news you're expecting is coming to what? To be a positive one, you buy into that expected news. And you're buying, you watch to buy the rumor. If you are buying rumor, you are watching. Then when you see the news, you now sell into the news. For example, if what there is market taking as part whether they whether if you ECB will hike rate about by 75, was in 50 points, but there's always expectation that there is what going to be rate hike. What you do in that country, because at this time you are seeing that this information is what is not too good when it's like a hike. Then what you do at that particular time, point two, when you see that there is no kind of pessimism, fear ahead of the news you're expecting, you watch for selling in that word, in that rumor, in that expectation, you sell off before the real news in the market. When the news market are see, you cannot take advantage of that news in the market to even take position because you have sold more than that. When the news comes and finally you now know the state where the market belongs to. That is why you must combine your work, your technical tools, your support and your resistance tools, and also use your Fibonacci and also your work, your T line to know exactly when to enter one. That is why I said point one is for you to watch to buy into what, watch and to buy into what, into rumor when the positive news is being expected, and sell when the news comes to the market. You see, you have made money. But when also the second one is that you must also, when they are expecting a bad news, you'll be watching out for selling, for selling at that news, at that rumor. At that time you are selling, then when the news come and it comes negative and market drop, that you have already have fun also to jump into that because you are using your support level to see where it that is why your price structure is very very key when we are trading, and these are part of what we are going to discuss in the coming masterclass, so that you know exactly when to catch in. So that despite all this happening, you are even edging your portfolio with technical analysis. You are even edging it to know when to be in the market and when not to be in the market. This is point two of what we are discussing. It's very, very important. Also, you must understand the direction of the market with your technical analysis to research to know exactly when to be in the market because of volatility will always continue in the market. That volatility is what creates money for both traders and also investors that understand how to use technical analysis. You must understand that it's very, very important. If you fail to understand that, that means you have failed at the time to give your money to the market. I tell you, this same market that will give you money. If you fail to understand the market will also take back the money for you. That means you must understand how to trade what news. Once you know how to trade news, I will tell you that you will be ahead of the market. You don't have to also be in every trade. You must not have to be in trade at every given time. No. Also, if you remember this master class we're talking, no master class for you is also to guide you that this master class don't come every day, every week. It's a purpose why, so that you should know when to be in the market. What are the factors that are going to drive the market down? Yes, you might not have 100% of the market because you don't control the market, but there are key things that should also guide you, and also what you are seeing to help you to project to the future and know when to invest as an investor or trader. This volatility, since it creates wealth for us, you must understand exactly when to key in and when not to. You must also understand the investment world, seasonality. What is the what your investment your investment strategy, your goals, and that. Then also understand the seasonality where we are. Is it the time for institutional investor to play? Is it the time for we're expecting? So that seasonality also help you when you are trading news. It's very, very key. And also the last one here is that also you need to follow your trade plan. So that as you follow your trade plan, you also know your reward and your risk parameter. You must put the two together to understand where you should also be in the market. Once you have done all this, I will tell you that it will go a long way to help you when you are taking your venture. But if you are just entering the market for entering sake, I will tell you, you also get your finger burnt and lose that fund. That's why you need to know how to combine what your technical and your fundamental in any market you are playing. Whether you are playing in FS, you are playing in a commodity market, you are playing in the crypto market where you have different bitcoins and all those, you need to apply what, because once there is single information in the market, you need to trade, and that's why you need to look at what your candlestick, that price structure, your price action is very, very key. Volume will be important, but look at your price action and where money is flowing. Money flow is key also. Sorry. And at the same time, news. Yes, but I tell you, when you trade news alone, you are bound to lose your money. That's why you need to combine all these so that you know exactly how to position for the news and after the news. These are how to trade the market so that at the end of the day, you will be ahead of the market by knowing when to cash in and when to also to cash out. This will guide you at the end of the day to make informed investment decision when it comes to trading news. You don't just trade news alone. Like I said, when you trade news alone, you are bound to lose your money. And news is part of the noise in the market. And because part of the money, that's why you use your technical analysis, your indicator to filter this noise and trade it well profitably. That at the end of the day, you will be better in for what for your trading, because we are all in the market to make money, but we all have different work goal. You must be in the market to make money on the long run, so in the market to make money or on the short run. And that's why we have different trading strategy and have different what source of fund. And all these are for you to know exactly what you are doing in the market. It's not what Mr. A is doing that you do. You know why you are in the market, the kind of stock that will help you to achieve your goal, the kind of sector that will help you, and all the momentum that is in the market. You need to understand all this so that at the end of the day, you stand better to take what informed investment decision. But before we go to live market, let's quickly look at the data, or I call it the earnings that came to the market yesterday. We saw the forecast that came from Presco yesterday. To a good one. Also, United Bank of Africa released its half-year result expected to come hit the market yesterday. We said on or before 9, which is today, but they keep to it. They released it before 9, which came yesterday. I would say that this figure that emanated from this bank shows that the bank also is heading somewhere. You as investor or trader in this market, I say that the banking sector is the most consistent in terms of dividend payment, and this has been the truth of investor before now, before the new sectors that are now making wave in the market came in. But for those that are looking for regular income, your source of income, retirees and income investors that are looking for. These are the sector that you should also look at. If you look at the number that came from UBA, you also give inside that UBA at the end of the day will sustain this trajectory to close the year positive, and that will also have a way of impacting what they pay out at the end of the year. Yes, they maintain their past year dividend, but the numbers speak for itself that this bank is heading to somewhere. If you look at the UBA gross earnings, it moved from 316.04 billion to 372.4 billion. That is about 18% up for top line in this kind of environment. Good. Also look at the PAT for the period. When I mean PAT, you have factor in all their their interest income, their fee and commission income, expenses also. At the end of the day, in this inflationary period, we're seeing that the PAT for this bank move from 60.58 billion to 70.33 billion, who tells that this bank has grown their bottom line about with 16.01% up as a thumb up for UBA. In that direction, the earnings translate to earning per share of 1.98 from the previous year, 1.69 kobo. 1.69 kobo for previous year. This is a good move. That means UBA at the end of the year, you can easily forecast without adding, but for this bank to hit 4 naira or 4.50 kobo earning per share at the end of the year. Don't forget that if you check all the banks that have come, this is just we only saw increment in interest rate in the month of May. That's the first one. We're seeing that subsequent quarters from this third quarter and full year, we expect this bank interest income. You can see how treasury bill has moved from almost 2% to now for 90 days 5, and for 350 almost 10%. These are the area where these banks play more because they have good money to play in treasury bill. It's a plus for this bank, and also lending money at a high cost also. But I believe that cost of fund also will come, but I already say that they will be balanced. You can see how they have moved their interest rate and their fees. For UPA now, you can see that UPA interest income moved by almost 15%, and while their fees the fees and commission income move about 30% for this period of 6 months. It's also, and it's a bank that also operates outside the shop of Nigeria. We have about 20 countries where you have UBA, which is good. At the end of the day, if you look at the gain from the FS kind of revaluation, it's also a plus. And that's why I said, as investor, or if you look at companies that are earning outside the shore of Nigeria, that is a plus for them. If you are earning in currency that are there at the end of the day coming as dollar, even then it's going to also impact your bottom line. And that's why in the last class we talked about multiple dual source of revenue. Those that are earning naira here and also earning in dollar, because most of the goods we are seeing that are living in the shop of Nigeria, like all those my friends that are going outside with this new trade zone, it's also a plus for them because all those countries are going to earn also dollar depending where you are trading. But I believe that this has a way of also impacting positively on other sectors that are into that kind of business. And that's why the company like a bank like ETI, a place also, these are people are enjoying this kind of activities around Africa, Africa business, African continent. For me, it's a good one for UBA. The UBA maintain the 20 kobo dividend they paid. But also, if you look at the what we call profit margin for the period, it dropped from 19.17% to 18.89%. Yes, I know people understand that this is an inflationary environment we are, and this also reflected on their profit margin. But still, I'll tell you, 18.89 is also good at this point. That means in every 1 naira, they make their earnings about no no 20 kobo is retained as dividend as profit. Sorry, that is good for UBA. For me, it's a good one. For me, let's keep our finger crossed. But for Presco results, I'll tell you that this is a full year forecast, which is good. But we need to discuss more on the in this number in our Q&A tomorrow. For the top line, which is the forecasted to have about 70 billion, and the PAT around 27.6 4 billion, which is also good. And for this full year, of course, if you look at their second quarter, that about 41 top line and about 13 billion down. They are giving us a full year now. We're looking forward to see their third quarter. Don't forget that this company has also always been their forecast. But for me, it's a good one to guide investors. But let's see the number that will come for third quarter. That will also give us a clear picture of what we expect from a company like Presco. And don't forget that Presco and Okomu and others that are also in the oil palm business, they are earning money because one, their demand for their product is remain high. And for that, I believe that we should expect a better performance. And these are sectors that know that their earnings yield, as we speak, is above inflation. Even then, the yield of their dividend, but the earnings yield that support that, we're likely to see a high dividend compared to what they paid last year. So, me, it's a good one for investors to start looking at and see the one that has a higher upside outside the high upside potential to start keying in on time. That is how to take position in this kind of market as we speak now. Because the numbers we are seeing so far, even post listing, post COVID-19, and even this year, despite the high cost that started hitting the economy since March, we are seeing that companies on on the exchange or in Nigeria, most of them are posting good numbers to tell you that at the end of the day, we can see them, some of them that also give us good dividend and support price, and that is why that market remains where you can hedge against inflation. And also, don't forget that properties that also can acquire property sectors, property companies on the exchange that also guide you where to put your money. Because if you are entering against inflation, you know what it is. If you are buying more property, those companies that are related in the property will also, at the end of the day, post a better number to support what they are doing, and that will show on the bottom line for these companies. Yes, we'll come back to the market, live market. As to speak now, the market is, I said earlier, the market has opened slightly in green. It has sustained that green movement since the morning it opened, which is a good news for the market. Like we have said earlier, market is making now, yes, higher low. I see the higher, lower highs. I see, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. But there's, a place that market to break out, yes, at this point. Once market break out this double point, double, kind of this double top we're seeing here, where it pull back. Once it come back and surpass it, that will not say another trend. First of all, breakout here. What we see here, you can see the regions or the resistance levels already where the market will touch. As it broke them out, that will confirm that the market is in uptrend. But it's good that the market is in green this morning as we speak. Friday, yesterday we saw a slight gain. Today we are seeing it, and we are seeing that position taking is also missed in the market. We are seeing as we speak now, market is doing 49,000 679.53. That's about 27.87 basic points up. That represents about 0.1% up for now. And this is a good one for the market. For me, I'll say fine. And also, the only way that you can see that we're seeing a slight, negative market break. We have 9 losers against 8 gainers. And if you look at the 9 losers, look at top. Now that table, you can see that Liquid Assurance is leading in that loser chart, followed by Corporation Insurance, which is the former WAPIC. You can see Chance, you can see also Corpay Business Solution, and that's ABC Transport, and others, other big names there that are like some of the blue chip stocks and the medium stocks also that are there to make it this 9. But if you look at on the gainers chart now, you can see that the ROTP score is leading, followed by UPDC. You can see them Insurance, FCMB and Livestock. Also, these are also penny stock. They are below 5 naira stock. Apart from name Insurance that just crossed 5 naira, around the 5 naira 68 kobo as to speak. These are also penny stock. That's why you can see that the market is a bit mixed. We are seeing that the index is up while the market break is slightly in negative territory. For the volume, as to speak now, you can see that the UBA is leading the volume chart. That is the top trade in terms of volume, followed by Zenith Bank, FCMB, CEO Owando in that table, and Aroto Briscoe also that table. I'm not surprised seeing UPA leading. UPA this morning is almost doing like 45 to 46 million shares transacted in volume, which is good. It tells that the result of UPA is also pointing out where people should also put their money, knowing that this bank is also expanding. This bank has office in New York, in London. They also moved to EU, Dubai and other stuff. It tells that this bank is also heading somewhere that investors can see also what is happening in life of Fidelity and all those stuff. I believe that all this is what is attracting investors to that sector. We saw that yesterday that the market has already the activity chart in terms of sector, leading about 1.07 up. This one is we are seeing activity also, in that sector. Banking, Zenith Bank, can see Access, can see UBA, can see FCMB. All these are also Fidelity on the gainer start. If you go that, that says that people are taking advantage of this sector to position. But I believe that also investors should also look at where they can hedge against inflation, with time, because it's very, very, very important as to speak. Let's quickly look at our chart, but we'll look at what is happening in UBA. Look at what the Magna Zenith Bank. Let's look at what Zenith Bank, UPDC, and it sustain this trend is in. We are seeing on UPDC. Then can equally look at NEM Insurance as maintain this level. Then also look at the FCMB that's also surfacing. These are if time permits us, let's look at these stocks together. But we want to look at the index. Let's call out our index for our indicators for this afternoon to see. We have seen the formation of the index now. Still kind of trading on a lower high formation. That's of what is happening in the market. Let's look quickly, call up the chart we're going to use. So we can start our discussion immediately. Money flow, calling let's take a MACD here. Let's take MACD, then our change our T line to what? To 8. To 8. Yes. If you look this line very well, like I told you, the easiest way to know where to hold at is using your T line is very, very important. If you have studied this since we started this class, we can see yesterday we saw a great position. You can see the market is heading towards that. Once market break out, I will confirm another trend until also come to level this place. But this is a good sign for the market. As I said, don't allow up and down oscillation, volatility to push out your position. What the market, if you are in a good position, don't it, unless what is making money for a company or the money is not company is not making money again, that is where you can say you can jump out. But if what attracted you are still very taxed in a company, that's why it's oscillating. Look at those things that are still there. Instead of you have to tell more. But if you trade out, your stop loss should always guide you exactly what to do, no matter the market situation, because you need to protect your capital at any time. So you can see the market maintain a green position yesterday and today, but still small. Like I said earlier, once it crossed that today they were already in the afternoon. Let's see how it's going to close the day. But I believe that the more we see the economic data for August, that will inform where the market is going, and also outcome of of the MPC meeting. I said yesterday, liquidity is likely to also to come back. Yes, if they sustain it and sustain this level of MPR at 14, and the election campaign starts by end of this month, that's in liquidity. Also find a way of taking down the market. But we believe that the last MPC for the year in October will also inform what 2023 will look like. But I believe that investor at this point should also be in position in good stock. I said it yesterday, I still repeated that we are seeing a better future for this economy if we choose the better that will come with good reform, and also we'll implement what we have and change narrative and have focused economic managers that will give us at the end of the deliver this economy. This growth will happen, yes, it's still on recovery, but this is a growth that will not work will happen now. We know what is happening globally, but I believe that we have what it takes here to run a better economy, to have the better policy around, and also take care of what we have, block our leakages and all those stuff. We believe that anybody that's coming as president will come with good reform and put Nigeria in the right direction that also will attract more foreign will come. I believe that also what is happening globally, at the time we see that we are stable after election, fund will also naturally come if we get it right at the end of February election. That means for you as an investor, you start building in some stock that you see that yes, they are defensive nature, they are cyclical in nature, and also at the end of the day, whoever come as president from any of the political party that will have interest of the economy and also the market, that will also turn around the market. Yes, let's quickly look at what is happening. This on a day chart now. We're also looking at this hour. Let's also see what will happen on a 1 hour chart. I've seen that the index is still slightly below the T line. But let's go to 1 hour chart and see what 1 hour chart will tell us. And 1 hour chart telling us fund is entering the market. We're seeing that MACD is almost becoming bullish. You can see it here. More becoming bullish. You can see fund actually moving up for the market. That means what we're seeing is really confirming sentiment is improving, and that is good for our market at this hour. For money flow is also being around the 53, 28. Good. Expect it to worst at the end of the day, but this is a good one. That market is still entering market on what on a 1 hour chart. Let's quickly look at those stocks before our time is fast spent. Let's quickly look at UBA now. What is happening in UBA? UBA released results yesterday. Let's see what is happening in UBA as we speak. Before UBA touching almost 740 this morning. But let's look at if that trend is sustainable. Yes, if you look at the chart, you can see UBA has made almost one, two, this almost called three soldier technical analysis, but breaking out this some level of 30, 730. They broken out this morning to trade around almost 745 to speak now on a good volume. You can see now above average that volume. Money flow is still strong around 75, looking up, and MACD is what is positive. For me, this is a good news for UBA. For those that UBA can see your position. Yes, the mark down date is next week. Let's just hope for that 20 people dividend is good for you in this kind of market ahead of what the full year. On the strength of the number, a better dividend is being expected. Let's look at 1 hour chart. You can see on 1 hour stock I keep on on 1 hour chart and still keeping up. You can see that fund is still entering positive where MACD. For me, it's a good one for you. Quick one. Let's look at Zenith Bank again. Look at Zenith Bank. What is happening in Zenith Bank? Zenith Bank after the markdown, can see it's trading slightly below the T line, but on green can see yesterday again after the markdown can see sustain, can see buy position. Yes, money flow is still relatively low, below 50 to read around 41. Good, but MACD is already positive for on 1 hour chart for Zenith Bank. Good one for the bank. But as we speak on a day chart, you can see it still remain what since the markdown remain what on the below the T line. Not only that, you can see for this it has been trading down from 22 down to where it is now 2005 as we speak. Because the money flow is looking down and MACD is bearish. The markdown and the decrease. I believe that the stock is trying to find a strong support level here, but the major strong support level will be at this point once it get here, but able to sustain it here up, that's a good one. But this should guide you that you can touch at still at this level before rebounding again. You can see that you can make lower lows here before rebounding to make lower highs. You can see it here again. For me, for Zenith Bank, for those that are looking for income investor, even when it pull back, it becomes more attractive for you to buy Zenith Bank as we speak. Let's quickly look at the FCMB as it's featuring on the volume at the same time FCMB at the same time on the gainer chart. Let's look at what is happening in FCMB. SCMB on the day chart is here is trading above the T line that dollar even up as high as almost 30, 3040, 350 this morning with this chart before coming down to trade there, but slightly above the T line. MACD is reading 80, sorry, morning flow is reading 80 and above, and MACD is still positive on a day chart. If you look at the 1 hour chart for the stock, 1 hour chart said yes, you can see that it's on a red position, price is coming down after touching that 350. You can see it's coming down. You can see that's why it's in red. You can see it here. The money flow is still high, above 90, 91, and MACD is still also positive. Even in this time, we're having a missed position, missed technicals. The technicals are positive, while prices are still looking up, but we're seeing a missed sign technically in this stock. So move on for the stock. But finally, let's look at what is happening UPDC and the NEM insurance. That will help you to round up a class UPDC for today. UPDC and NEM. Let's look at them. UPDC on the 1 hour chart remains above the T line. That thought as high as 1 tankable here, also resisting decline in this formation of candlestick. Money flow is coming up. You can see around the 37. Once it cross 50, that was a good sign. MACD is bullish, slightly bullish for a day, 1 hour chart. Let's go to the chart for the stock. That'll give us a full stop. As we speak now, it's also trading above the T line, also forming an dodgy, what's it called, a hammer candlestick. Let's see how far it will go. Money flow just move up here, around 25, 26, and MACD just confirm a little crossover forward of a no, can see there marginally. Let's keep our finger crossed for UPDC. There's good potential in that stock. But finally, let's look at name insurance. Name insurance. Name insurance. Let's look at name insurance. This is a insurance stock that have stood out all this while. You can see it here. You can see the performance on the chart, looking at the T line and the price action above the T line. Trading, you can see stronger, higher was that was a green one after red and green here. But this morning we're seeing almost at peak night I thought 560 but it's been 550 now or 550 now for this hour. It's good. But we also see that MACD is looking down marginally. Can see looking down. The formation here tells that this is a declining momentum already. You can see it here trying to cross down. Also, money flow at this point of 69 is also looking down slightly. It's a sign that weakness has entered. Profit taking activities also. I'm not surprised. But if you look at 1 hour chart for NEM, you can see that we're still seeing activities there. Money flow is still looking up, and MACD is bullish on 1 hour chart for NEM insurance. Yes, on this note, we'll draw the curtain here because of our time is fast spent. Yes, I also encourage you that our team has really launched our masterclass yesterday. People are started registering already. Go online and register with the link. And like I said earlier yesterday that the first 30 will enjoy the 50% discount. Once it's 30, whether it is not up to date of 20th of September, we also draw the curtain. That means any other person will be paying and what are the full cost of the training. For this masterclass, I will tell you at the end of the day, you're also going to smile. Yes, market is trying to unfold some things we are watching, and that also help us to take a decision at the coming masterclass. I said, be part of that. Just go to your itinerary and then put your calendar, mark it that day, the 1st of October, and on that will start today. You also enjoy that day with what preparing to take decision for the last quarter of the year. Those seasonalities that come with the year, you see that also the contemporary technical analysis was saying how to use to take information because I'll tell you all over the world trading has changed because of what changing environment. People buying structure has also changed. Institutional investors they're all changing their activities to manage what is happening because everybody wants to manage their affairs. Their thinking and their attitude, their behavior has also changed. You need to also monitor that and with your technical analysis and act fast. Most time, as I said it, the classical patterns and also approaches has changed. You need to come and those that are going to talk that they need to discuss more on other things that are going to help you arbitrate trading. All of them will be discussed in this sector. I look forward to see you and also go to online and also fill your form and also make your payment so that you will be among the first 30 that will enjoy this 15% discount. If not, you pay the full one. This was for those that have been consistent in Investdata program. That's why you need to make it 15% discount to encourage them. But if you're lucky to be part of them now, fine. So that once we draw that the 30, also once we make up that 30, seat is taken, we're going to also draw the curtain from this angle. Yes, for videos, go ahead and subscribe for our YouTube. Get it like today after the analyst hangout. We also see them with that to guide you, and also we're looking at what is going to happen in the second tier banks and what is also happening right now and the future of the second tier banks will be discussed in today's hangout. Oh yes, by God grace, by tomorrow afternoon, what we're looking at there. This Presco result and the Como result, we'll look at their forecast and also digest it and also how to take it to make investment decision. Look forward to see you at tomorrow with an answer by God grace, and also forward to see you at the master class October 1st. As I enjoyed this recording, see you on Monday. Or see you tomorrow that you are at the afternoon class, live class, then live class also come up by Monday, hopefully by God.